Since the 1970s, the number of African American women in domestic work has declined as barriers to employment in other sectors were removed by the civil rights movement. Immigrant women now make up more than 70% of the domestic labor force, according to the U.S. Census. As domestic workers continue to mobilize and gain legal rights, they have had to come up with new ways to accomplish their goals outside the traditional labor movement. Pramila Nadesan.
These are women workers who have been attempting to organize primarily on the community level. They have been organizing as part of a collective mass protest strategy as a way to provide collective support to one another, partly because they have not had the legal right to form unions and to organize and bargain collectively.
Supporters of the California Bill of Rights say that the legislation would close some existing gaps in labor laws with protections like rest breaks and overtime pay. In January 2011, hundreds marched in Sacramento to advocate its passage.
You're joined by hundreds of people throughout California here to win the AB 889 Domestic Worker Bill of Rights.
The California bill is inspired by a similar law that passed in New York. Workers in other states, including Illinois and Maryland, are considering pushing for their own Bill of Rights laws. This momentum for workers' rights comes as the issue of home care is growing. As the baby boomer generation retires, 10,000 people turn 65 every day, and more women in the workforce are relying on nannies to care for their children. Workers want to ensure that this growing industry provides quality jobs, but some say these changes will make home care unaffordable.
If somebody is used to having a 12-hour or 24-hour shift, they will need to split that shift up into less than 8-hour shifts. And I know firsthand that hiring new attendants and training new attendants can be difficult, but I also know firsthand that it's possible, and we all know it's possible.
Mario at the Filipino Community Center describes why so many of his clients end up in this line of profession.
They're seeing it as low-wage work that will come here and do this kind of work without any complaint. Because of the conditions in the Philippines, because of the lack of a strong economy, the lack of development, the lack of basically jobs at home, these workers are fleeing at record numbers.
One of those 11 million Filipinos abroad is Roger. He came to the U.S. in 2007 to work as a welder for an American corporation. A placement company recruited Roger, but he had to pay $2,000 just to apply for the job. Even before his first day of work, he was $10,000 in debt. But soon after Roger arrived, the company declared bankruptcy. In a new country, without work, Roger took whatever jobs he could get to survive.
I am not working for my skills, or let's say the skills that I was applied here for coming here. I work as a caregiver.
Roger says while some employers treat him well, most don't. He says he's worked for 10 different facilities and has been misled with exaggerated benefits.
Most of the facility, they said before you start working or before you apply, they said they gave you an orientation that it's free accommodation, it's free meals. Once you're there, you only found out that you're sleeping in the garage, you're sleeping at the couch, you don't have enough room. The food is not enough for us caregivers in a whole week.